Are rare character single barrels really that different?
Let's find out.
This is my Bourbon Podcast. TIMBP is brought to you by Monkey Cult Coffee Co. You can head to monkeycultcoffee.com and use the code MyBourbonPod10 for 10% off your order. That's monkeycultcoffee.com and use the code MyBourbonPod10 for 10% off your order. You can also support the show by heading to patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast for as little as $1 a month. For as little as $5 a month, there's bonus content all month long and every single week. Thanks for supporting the show, and hope you enjoy this week's episode. Welcome back to This Is My Bourbon Podcast, everybody. I'm Perry.
I'm Eric.
Man, how are you doing?
I'm honestly still nervous.
Still nervous.
I feel
Why?
like I forgot something.
Well, we are coming off of the high of TIMBP Weekend 2024 and TIMBP Live with Kenny Coleman.
I swear I
and
forgot something.
a bunch of different brands, which is crazy to say that it's over, but we are here. We have finally it's over. But if you were there, thank you so much. It really does mean the world. That was one of the best live events we've ever put on. It was one of our favorite meetup weekends ever. I can only say thank you so much. The condensed version of the live show will be out in about a month, roughly, for everybody to hear. It's just going to be the interviews with some commentary from us on both ends of it, so you'll be able to check that out eventually. But the people who were there and our Patreon community as well will be able to hear essentially the uncut version of that together. But in general, we're here. We're back.
Here. We're ready.
Things are moving. They're rolling.
I'm kind of feel normal.
I'm finally feeling normal. It took until Wednesday, I think, for me to feel.
I felt like this week was 49 weeks in there.
Monday was not a good day. We saw each other on Monday.
We saw the shell of each other.
We had one pour together, and I think that was mostly for medicinal purposes more than anything.
We were just staring off. We were sitting on the back deck, and we were just like, cheers, and we were just like,
Huh?
Huh?
Why are we doing this?
What is happening?
But what is happening right now is we normally kick off episodes with Flying Blind, which you said you have a Flying Blind for me.
I'm going to blind you, baby.
Okay,
also, I think one of the most fun Flying Blinds was us trying to impress Kenny Coleman with our...
that was wild. I think he
really... double oaking.
French oaking. Turkey 101, which
Scissoring,
I think he took it
it
way more seriously than we intended for him to.
He stole our idea.
I hope he did, because I would love to see Turkey 101, or at least a turkey product French oaked on the market eventually. I don't know.
He would
it was very funny.
$10.9 million in debt after that, probably.
That's for later.
Yeah.
Anyway, should I close? Do I need to close my eyes? Okay. Well, I'll
close my eyes. Your eyes.
I'll just turn this way. I'll explain to anybody who's new here that Flying Blind is how we normally kick off episodes. It's just a way for us to get our palates warmed up. Other than, of course, the pregame chats over at patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast, of course, which you can head to if you want to support the show. But it sounds like you're already pouring this up.
I am. Pour it up.
Oh, okay. Can I turn around?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
You have to drink it backwards.
I don't.
Upside down.
I don't
I'm
know.
playing. You can pour. You can turn it around.
Okay.
Right. I hope you enjoy this as much as I do.
Eric?
What?
I don't think I'm going to enjoy this.
Oh, God.
This smells like poop. It smells like poopy.
We'll see. Oh, God. It smells like a rotten corpse.
It kind of makes me want to die on that
smells
note.
like something dead.
I'll be honest with you. Okay.
Oh, God. Oh. It's got the most off-putting finish. It's rotten milk. It's worse than I thought. Oh, God.
What did you do?
Oh.
We're supposed to warm our palates up, not kill them.
Oh, God.
That's the worst thing I've ever had.
Well, I'm trying to get the actual specs on it here. I forgot my birthday trying to get into that website. You put it in the skull
Where else is it going to go?
Ugh.
Oh my gosh. I think my breath is rancid now.
Ugh.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
that's disgusting.
This made it from our weekend. A dear friend of ours who can
no, name and shame.
Name and shame. Well, he can read normal and he can read Braille. Tony Bagadonuts gave me this. So we were, our original plan was to have 2 blinds from Tony. And you didn't know exactly what yours was. So let's save that one for next week.
Well, he messaged me with what it is.
Are you, well, throw it up here. What we just drank, throw it up.
It's the same one?
Oh, I don't know. Is it?
I don't know.
The blind we just had was from the great state of Texas. You all know. Well, maybe you don't know. Maybe you're listening for the first time. I don't like Texas whiskey. This was, I don't even know how to say it. It's a Texas single malt whiskey from Balcones. How do you say that word? What is that? Catalina?
Catalaja?
Catalaja?
Okay, we don't have the same thing.
A loose translation of the English word spyglass. As we chart our course, we honor elders by viewing the horizon through their lens, learning the lessons we need to chart our own course, and ensuring the future of Texas whiskeys and American single malts. The only thing that this tastes like is a dead elder. This was made by flesh of corpses.
That's the worst thing I've ever had.
It's so bad.
That's the worst spit I have ever had in mind. We don't have the same thing.
I'm tore up about this Texas whiskey.
That's Hades whiskey.
Ugh.
That came from the underworld itself.
Now listen, I know if you were at the live show, I asked Kenny, about reviewing bourbons and stuff, and he said, too much negativity, it's going to live on the internet forever. Listen, I'm not going to change the way I feel about Texas whiskey, and this just reassures the way I feel about Texas whiskey. Sorry, Kenny. I won't say anything else bad. What is that?
This at least smells...
It smells like pepper.
Yeah.
It smells like pepper jelly.
I guess, if it smells like less than nothing, it's still better than...
No! No! What is that? That tastes like aftershave. No, Tony.
That's better than what we just had.
That's a little better. It still tastes like aftershave.
I'm not dumping it in the doom glass. Are you? Okay, well, now I'm going to dump it in the doom glass.
That tastes like aftershave.
I just want to let everybody know, by the way, the doom glass, for anybody who's not a visual viewer of the podcast, if you're not watching it on YouTube, which you can do if you are listening, but if you want to watch the video version of the podcast, you can head to youtube.com/This Is My Bourbon Podcast. The doom glass is a skull glass. This is brand new. This is not a running thing on the podcast or anything.
It's been on there before.
Yeah, but
on Patreon.
Yeah, but it's not
the worst drinking vessel I've ever bought in my life.
Yeah, it didn't.
They weren't thinking.
It never did anything good for us.
I mean,
but
okay.
Anyway,
the other one. Look. Viewers, how do you drink out of this thing?
Yeah, it's not got a good lip to it.
There's no lip.
It's just kind of nothing. Anyway, the doom glass. I don't mind the vodka as much, but
That's vodka?
yeah, it's barrel-aged vodka.
Ugh.
Doom glass. But I will say, this water bottle was mostly full when we started, and it's very close to being empty. We might have to get some new waters before we get too much further.
Over there.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Left over from the meetup.
Yep.
Wow. That was, yeah, I'm going to have to get a new water because this glass is very much tainted from the fallen souls of my enemies. The consistency of the Doom glass at the moment is putrid.
Ugh, so bad.
It kind of looks like there's a culture living in it at the moment. We might be
Sea monkeys?
we might be creating like I'm gonna put it away before I throw up.
It looks like sea monkeys.
Yeah. Let me see if I can garner any information. It's Silly Goose vodka.
Silly goose.
Rain spirits.
Where's that silly swan at?
I don't know. I miss him. Distilled by Gulf Coast Distillers.
Well,
80 proof.
okay. Well, it's something. Ain't nothing like Catalina, Texas malt or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Okay. Well, that was a way to get our palates.
Oh, I'm ready to drink whiskey. That's how we should do it all the time. I'm more excited to drink bourbon.
Do you want to drink a bourbon so we can like get ready for drinking bourbon?
I don't know. What have you been drinking?
Well, what I have been drinking, not a whole lot because
No, me either.
This week has been mostly about recovery, post meetup and live show. But we did have a lot of wonderful brands at the live show.
They were so good.
They were great. Every single one of them wound up giving away bottles too.
That was one of the most fun things that happened was the giveaway portion
crazy.
of the show.
Because you devised this whole idea of a giveaway during the live show too. And then they all started piling on with like, oh, we'll give things away too. And it was all bottles.
Yeah.
And so in our in my group chat with My Daily Bourbon, Swan, and Chad from It's Bourbon Night,
The group chat I'm not in.
that I think you would maybe unalive yourself if
Probably.
you were a part of.
Probably. You know me too well. You actually protect me when it comes to those things.
I don't want to subject you to such things. Swan sent a message the other day and said, did everybody get a Goose Island finished Bardstown Bourbon Company bottle that wanted one? I was like, that's crazy because Kia from Bardstown Bourbon Company gave one away at the live show.
Yeah.
On
Chris Havens
Saturday.
got it.
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, she was so fun. She was awesome.
The brand reps were awesome.
I mean, we had RD1, we had Dark Arts Whiskey House, we had Pursuit United, and we had Bardstown Bourbon Company.
Mm-hmm.
Phenomenal. The most fun people ever. All of them.
So passionate, not just about their brands, but the fact that they had been asked to come and hang out with us
and record a little interview and stuff.
It was great. And you know, we have always been so fortunate to get distilleries, get brands on the podcast, and it just fell perfectly in line with what we always do with the show.
And then our friends from the Obstinate Sons made a custom zebra cake
Oh my gosh.
bread pudding with whiskey sauce made with Pursuit United rye, one of our favorite ryes.
Mm-hmm.
Dexter outdid himself with this, and the whole
What
crew.
happened to the rest of that?
There was only a little bit left.
Oh,
and
okay.
By the time it got out of my car, it probably wasn't the best thing to try to eat.
Okay. What happened to the chicken?
Okay, a little inside baseball. every time me and Perry put on a live show, we never get to enjoy the food.
No, we do not.
The main reason we got to enjoy the bread pudding is because we made it part of the show.
Yeah.
And, Kenny got to find out that it was made with Prosciutto United rye. I had no chicken.
I had no chicken
no
either.
No potatoes.
And the chicken, by the way, was made by a locally
King.
owned and operated Wing King. Wing and King spelled with Y's instead of I's.
Like Kentucky. So that... I mean, they gave us more than we even asked for. People were loving the chicken. There was chicken strips. There was chicken wings. There was these potatoes. There were one pan of like everything mixed together, like at the end, and we donated it to Tim, our buddy Tim, who runs Base 110, where we got to do that. Thank you so much, Tim. He put it in the fridge for the workers so they could have it.
Oh, awesome.
So they got to enjoy it. But I think sometime, maybe a random recording, we should get some Wing King and just like review it on like the Patreon.
Yeah, we absolutely have to.
So we can actually enjoy it ourselves. You stingy bastards.
They're not stingy. They enjoyed it
No.
themselves. Let's have some bourbon while we're. This is from our friends over at 15 Stars. It's the Vino de Naranja
What?
finished
Call
bourbon.
me?
Vino de Naranja.
You come to me. You ask for a favor.
This is a
Get your cheap Texas whiskey out of my face.
okay. This is actual bourbon.
Texas whiskey?
No, it's bourbon.
I was going to say, I'm about to fucking leave this.
It's finished in Vino de Naranja
Ha!
barrels.
What
Or a
is
barrel.
that?
It's bourbon finished in an orange wine.
Orange wine.
But the cork is that
Quarter.
yeah,
It's a quarter.
looks like an old quarter.
Yep. Okay, I'm getting back. Now, I don't know how big I am on orange wine, but this smells more like my style.
We're coming back home.
Coming back.
We're
Bring it
feeling more at
Feeling
ease.
all right
Yeah.
tonight.
Otherwise, though, I mean, anything that I had to drink was very stock standard. I had Knob Creek single barrel
Yeah.
more than anything.
We had, me and you had some rare character, the Exceptional series that, I hate to say it, my friend Chad, my daily bourbon.
It's very good.
He donated
It's
that
very
to
good.
us. It's very good.
It's not bad. It's exceptional even.
It's very exceptional.
9.5 years old, 120 something proof. 9 years, 3 months. Sorry, 121.84 proof.
Yeah, it's good.
Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey.
I had some random.
Oh, it's good.
Ernie's had Old Forester barrel proof bottle drop. I had a little bit of that Wednesday, and that's all I've had.
Yeah.
So
Otherwise,
like I
I
said,
mean,
I've been
again,
recouping since the
it's
weekend.
just been recovery. It's mostly been out of like care for our own bodies, I think, more than
Yeah.
anything.
So yes, I promise new listeners we will be more exciting during our next What Have You Been Drinking? But you caught us in recovery mode.
All right. Actual whiskey time. What
It's
do you
very
think, Tommy?
light to me. It's very light.
Yes, but the finish.
Minty.
I think the finish really is where this shines.
There-
It starts to go very. I think the actual like barrel
there's
finish.
a spearmint
Yeah.
finish on that because it almost like opened up. Like I just got my like nasal sinuses and all that opened up, and it tasted like I had some gum or a cough drop. Or
Yeah.
something. It's not bad. I mean, I'm not going to
I
say
like it.
it's my favorite thing, but
I think going into summer, which is what we're kind of headed into, not kind of, we are headed into. As of recording, tomorrow is the first day of June.
it's crazy.
It's insane. About to have my anniversary.
15
I've been
stars,
married 8 years. Soon.
Vino de Naranja.
Naranja.
Better than Balcones Cabernet Calavante single malt.
Is it better than a particular product that was made in a building that was obscured from view on a farm?
Yes.
Okay. I like it a lot. I genuinely do. I'm looking forward to sipping on it over the summer.
That's definitely a summer. It's very light.
Yeah.
So I can see that being a back porch.
I want us to actually review this in the future. Not at the moment. I wanted it to open up a little bit. We are going to be getting the folks from 15 Stars on the podcast fairly soon as well.
Nice.
Talking about their products and their journey to becoming whiskey makers as well. So stay tuned for that. That's kind of why I wanted to wait for a review on this one as well. It's one of their more unique expressions as well. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Can't wait. Drink Monkey Cult coffee now or else.
My Bourbon Pod 10. So we're doing a flight this episode as well.
Look at all these bottles.
Figured coming off of the meetup weekend when Chad was so kind to gift us some rare character single barrel bottles.
Yes.
We may as well put them up against themselves.
Admitting he's a nice guy. Sometimes. When people are watching, he's really nice. In the background, y'all don't even want to know what he does.
Well, people are watching and listening right now.
But in the background, like, Rare Character has put out some great stuff. But the biggest thing that they do is put up with Chad on a daily basis.
So does this count?
What?
This.
Oh, this is amazing.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Them putting up with Chad, My Daily Bourbon.
That's their biggest W.
That's their biggest thing. Like, how they do that?
I don't know.
I don't know
either.
But, they put out good whiskey and they put up with Chad. So, there you go.
So, we have 4 single barrels here. We have 2 different mash bills, though. If you're watching, this is going to be an easy follow for you. But I will let you know as audio listeners, too, what the setup is going to be. From glasses 1 through 4, it's going to be... I don't know the best way to set this up. I guess...
Why don't we do... is this... So we have MGP and we have Kentucky, right?
Yeah, so the yellow, it's going to get confusing. The yellow is actually the Kentucky mash bill.
Okay.
Right? And the blue is the MGP mash bill.
Okay, well, let's do...
So you're doing Kentucky MGP.
Yes. Let's put that in our glasses like that.
Okay. So the first one is going to be a 5-year-old 9-month. Is that right?
This is, maybe people have these single barrels. This is by RB Selections. This is a 5-year, 9-month, 122.5 proof Kentucky bourbon whiskey.
Yeah. So the whole point of this, too, is to see the differences in these single barrels, not just between the mash bills, but, the quality of these single barrels as well. The second barrel here is going to be...
This is a MGP bourbon whiskey selected by the Barrel Drip, and this is 6-year, 5-month-old, and it's 117.14 proof.
And we'll talk about the mash bills here in just a moment as well. Glass 3 is going to be 6 years old. This is 123.04 proof, selected by Gordon's, established in 1934. And the way that we are able at least to know what the distinction between these mash bills are is based on the color of the wax on these bottles. The Kentucky mash bills are yellow wax, and the MGP mash bills are blue wax. And only way that we really are able to know this is because Chad, My Daily Bourbon, let us know.
Hopefully he didn't lie to us.
Hopefully. And our final barrel selection is from El Cerrito liquor. It is 6 years, 5 months old, 116.66 proof. And this is the high rye mash bill, again from MGP. It is 60% corn, 36% rye, 4% malted barley. And the Kentucky mash bill is 72% corn, 18% rye, 10% malted barley. I have only tried, I opened up the Gordon's bottle to try this week. So I guess that's another what have I been drinking.
Gordon.
out of everything else. But otherwise, I did not try the El Cerrito. So I guess we'll just start with the Kentucky mash from RB Selections. And we're just going to work our way down.
That's different.
Does that smell cheesy to you? Like it's savory.
You know what? It smells like one of those like cheese and like beef jerky packets.
Oh, from like Slim Jim?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
but
cool.
not in a
Oh, Cheez-Its.
Not in a bad way.
It's
funky.
No,
Eric's excited. That's his eager face.
Yeah, this smells like Cheez-Its and like meat. Oh. Tastes like it too. It tastes like cheese and peanut butter. It tastes like a Cheez-It.
It's so peanut buttery.
It tastes like a Cheez-It dipped in peanut butter.
Like those yeah, exactly.
Nabs.
The Nabisco crackers.
Yeah, the orange ones.
Oh my gosh.
The orange ones with peanut butter. That's cool.
Dude, I wish that you had some of those so we could pair them.
I wish.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
That is the most specific note I have ever had on a single barrel of bourbon in my entire life. Like we have had, strawberry shortcake. We have had whatever. We've had bread pudding, all this, that, and the other. But the fact that this comes out as Nabs crackers.
What's funny is like me and you, Chad was like, here, take some bottles. Just,
And we split it down the middle.
We split down the middle, I took Chad to dinner, did some stuff. We don't have to talk about that.
He bought you drinks. You bought him flowers.
A little more than
Take that as you like.
This is definitely a very mutant-y bottle.
Yeah. Wait until you get to the Gordons.
Okay. So now
to compare,
we're going to go to MGP.
The barrel drip. And as a reminder, this is the high rye mash bill. This is 60-36-4.
Oh, okay. Now we're back into like classic world. Like
whoa.
This one's
also kind of funky.
This right off the nose reminds me of MGP. Like good MGP. Like some of those old scouts from back in the day.
Yeah.
It does have a little, you can tell it's got the high rye. It does have a little bit of dill I got a little bit of dill on the end of the nose. It smells good. It smells like MGP.
There has always been a little bit of a metallic note that I get with MGP, especially on high rye MGP. And I really do get that on the nose. I haven't gotten to the palate just yet. I'll let you talk about the palate while I'm taking a sip.
Like an old rye whiskey. It tastes like an older rye whiskey, like a 10-year rye whiskey from MGP. I would never think that was a bourbon.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm getting a lot of perfume on the palate.
Perfume on the palate?
Yeah.
Like, maybe like...
Like potpourri.
Potpourri?
Yeah.
I don't get that. I almost get like Willet rye. But, I mean, I think some people say dill and...
Your hands are why are your hands so sweaty?
I'm nervous.
Okay, well, sorry. We touched hands on accident, and then we just decided to go with it.
No, that's like a Willet Rye. I like that too.
I like the RB selection better than I do the barrel drip. I don't dislike the barrel drip, but I'm not leaning towards it as much as I am the Kentucky bourbon at the moment.
Well, let's go to your bottles. And this one is what mash bill? Just Kentucky?
This is the Kentucky mash bill. Again, this is...
Okay.
72% corn, 18% rye, 10% malted barley.
Okay.
I tend to lean as far as my palate.
I know exactly why. I know exactly why.
A little bit higher rye, but also I'm not opposed to a little bit more malt in or a little bit more malted barley.
This smells like Elijah Craig barrel.
It does, doesn't it?
I knew it. Whenever I smelled that, I said, no wonder you are singing this praise already. And it's funny that we picked these this way.
Yeah.
Out of the box.
And blind, too. We didn't even try them.
We just grabbed two, and then, the VIP members who were there got to take the rest. These were just ours, and they took all the rest.
It's so funny that it goes malty.
It smells like Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. Oh, that is malty on the palate.
It's malty and syrupy.
It's pancakes.
It is straight up maple syrup pancakes.
It's Whoppers.
Oh, it's very much Whoppers too.
Whoppers and pancakes.
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah, I can see why you really like this. This is right up your alley.
Wow. Going back to the RB selection, though, the very first glass, they are so similar. There is an edge to the first barrel that for some reason I think like the youthfulness that comes through with the corn, I think helps like brighten up the flavors of that barrel.
I mean, I just still get the weirdness and I love it. I do.
I think it kind of helps edge it out just a little bit, but the like darker notes, like on any given day, I would probably give the edge to the Gordons. But in this instance, I really like how bright and expressive the RB is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Gordon's is right in my wheelhouse.
I mean, this tastes just like a Perry bottle.
Yeah, it is.
It's straight up a Perry bottle. It's crazy.
If we had just opened these today, I would have been like, "Hey, do you want to trade?"
Yeah, this is that's a straight up Perry bottle, and I'm still shocked going through these how close, how like coincidental that we picked these two.
Yeah.
All right.
Moving on to El Cerrito liquor.
Okay.
And again, this is back to the MGP High Rye.
High Rye MGP. Oh. That smells like chocolate.
Again, this is so much more in my wheelhouse than yours is. It's also really malt heavy. I mean,
I think I'm getting Whoppers.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think this is Whopper heaven. I'm in Whopper heaven, y'all.
We ain't talking about Burger King, boys. A little different.
What's that earthy note? It's like,
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, it's a little different. It's not my thing,
but it is mine.
But it's yours. You like? I can't
believe this happened, dude.
Yeah, these. I'm glad I picked the ones that I got.
And I'm so happy I picked the ones I did.
You definitely got the right ones because we would be completely opposite on stuff if we had picked.
We would have straight up tried to Pokemon card traded with each other.
Yeah. No, I'd have straight up traded because this RB Selections weird nab Cheez-It peanut butter thing is blowing my mind. The barrel drip reminds me of a Willet Rye.
Yeah.
And this stuff over on your side is exactly what you would get. And you would be like, brother, I love this. And we have not really my thing.
And like having been on barrel picks before together as well. And like trying to find the middle ground.
Yeah.
Like knowing that these are knowing that this is like the end points between ourselves. It's crazy. We have to do it.
The blend?
We have to do the blend.
I want to do this. I want to blend yours together. And I want to blend mine together and see, okay, how am I going to do this? Okay, I'm going to take this glass.
I only have the Doom glass at this point.
Anything else?
No.
Hold on. I got you. I'm going to take that glass, put a little bit of that in it.
Which ones?
A little bit of that. I'm putting the whole blend of everything.
Okay.
And then I'm blending yours together.
The madman.
So you can have that glass to do like an infinity blend.
Okay.
And then I'm taking these two. So I've got a blend of all of them together, and then mine together, and then yours together. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
So I've got these two blended by themselves, these two blended by themselves, and all four blended by themselves. Infinity blend. Dang.
It smells like oregano.
That's savory.
It's so savory, dude.
It's a savory boy. Pepper and oregano. It's almost like a big meat rub blend.
Big meat boy.
It's a big meat rub. Let me big meat.
I really like that though.
All
right.
Oh, if you're watching or listening, I'm drinking this out of the TIMBP Burns glass that we have. These were sold at the live show.
We still have quite a few.
We have them. Feel free to message us.
It's my new favorite drinking glass, by the way.
If you want to buy one, let us know. They are $15. They were $14 if you were in person, but we have to do shipping and all that stuff. So $15. If you want one, send us a message, comment, whatever.
We got to make a little bit of money back on them.
We'll figure it out. These are actual Glencairn brand glasses. Oh!
This is straight up almond butter.
Ooh,
on the palate.
I like that.
Which also, if you know.
No. Oh.
It's.
I was about to say you really changed it.
No. That is the flavor of marzipan.
I hope Fred Minnick knows my name by now.
He does.
He doesn't. He thinks my name's Derek, and I'm leaving it up to Kenny.
I could call him.
No, we ain't doing that. I want to see if Kenny comes through. Let me see if Kenny comes through.
Yeah, it would. Well, we'll give it time.
Let's see if Kenny comes through. If not, this is my request.
Okay.
We do.
Let's get
him on the pod.
Let's get him down here
in my basement.
In your basement. Okay, we couldn't say that.
Okay, well, let's drink your blend.
Okay,
your bottle's blended. Oh my God, Elijah Craig,
super barrel proof.
D8
70. Dude, that's blackberry jam on a blueberry pie.
Okay, I like your bottles together better than them separately. I want to 100% say.
Yeah.
That's the most Elijah Craig barrel proof. That's a C batch of Elijah Craig barrel proof. You know what I mean? You know when I say C batch?
I completely agree. I wish that the proof were a little bit higher because it's definitely reading a little bit lower proof.
I mean, it's going to be at least, what, like 120 proof?
Yeah, I think it's probably 118.
Hey, we've seen...
I know, but it's not been to its benefit.
Dude. Smell mine.
Whoa.
Smell mine.
Yours is Donut Bakery all day long.
Maple bacon.
Yes.
Donut.
That's nutso mode.
Maple bacon donut. That's the most.
Oh my gosh.
Snack cakey.
Oh my gosh.
Savory.
Whoa. Whoa.
Pour I've ever had.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Mental note for the reel. That. Oh boy.
Oh boy.
That's a pour over without having to do a pour over.
I hate to keep harping on this. I really want to see what that blend does with the French oak chips.
Okay.
Or not. Or screw me. I'll just throw myself off your balcony.
What are you talking about?
You just didn't seem as excited about it as I did.
I'm still thinking about a maple bacon donut, man.
Yeah, all right. Fair enough.
No, we
Fair
will.
enough. I want to see what happens with all these with French oak chips.
Pour this out. I'll put you...
The entire Wild Turkey Stampede bottle that Don Nishida brought to the...
No,
we'll work on it later. It doesn't have to happen right now. We got time.
We'll pour it out. Like, I'm still like thinking... I was processing...
Pour the whole bottle out.
Just pour that thing out.
There's so much rare character happening between these barrels. I mean, truly. And you know, one of the most important factors that Chad brought up with the tasting for our VIP members was terroir. Or
what did you say?
Terroir.
Come again?
Terroir.
Terror?
Terroir. Which is just
terror.
It's just, you know, location, right?
Yes.
Territory.
Yes, I understand.
Region.
Kind of.
Okay. It's the idea of like where the barrels that are being aged, you know, the location of them, right? And we don't know exactly where these barrels are aged. You know, two of them are one particular mash bill. The other two are a different one.
Right.
There are different ages as well. So we don't know how all of that was affected, but I mean, these are four very distinct single barrels.
Right. And that I think that's how you put it in the most simplest terms. Like for someone like me, it's like I walk into a liquor store, you see multiple single barrels, and you're like, well, you know, there's a chance these are going to taste the same and stuff like that. That's the fun thing about single barrels is because usually they're going to be different. And two, you got rare character. They're popping up everywhere, all that. Don't think that you see two sitting on the shelf that are going to be the same. Like, these are four distinct...
No, I don't know how often you're seeing rare character just sitting on the shelf either, but...
I mean, like...
I know what you mean.
Yes.
I know what you mean.
I know they do like Total Wine, Liquor Barn, stuff like that.
Sure.
And then online, these are very rare character is very in tune with like Instagram and stuff like that. So you're going to see the availability of them based on who you follow, things like that. So it's easy to think, well, they put a single barrel out. They put a single barrel out. Like they're all going to be the same. I mean,
you've got single barrels back there too. The one that you haven't even opened.
Rare Bird. I got one from California. It's got the Padres on it. We'll get into that sometime.
Are you a Padres fan?
No, but I have friends who live in San Diego, and this was released at their store. So, but yeah, like, if you're on the fence because you think maybe they won't be that different or anything like that, like
I don't know anything about this.
What?
Nothing.
It's been sitting there for a long time.
Yeah, I just don't remember or know anything about that pick.
Well, I don't know anything about it either, other than my friends sent it to me. So,
okay,
we both need to do research.
I think we've done about as much damage as we can.
Look at this thing. Look at this place.
Hey!
Rare character everywhere.
It's
the Oprah episode. You get a rare character.
You get a rare character. Hey! We better get his rare character. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on to tips and bits. It's our recommendation segment. Wait, are there any high proof hot takes?
Nah, I ain't got anything.
Yeah, I don't either.
Love one another. Take your brother by the hand.
We did that earlier, and your hands were really sweaty for some reason.
I don't know why. I don't know. I didn't think they were sweaty.
Well, you just spit on them, too, a second ago.
You spit on them earlier.
No, I just watched...
You spit on them earlier.
Yeah, fair enough. Tips and bits.
Tips and bits.
It's a segment of the show where we recommend things that you should watch, listen to, read, just enjoy. That we have also
doesn't have
been...
to be whiskey related.
It doesn't have to be at all. Eric, what do you have to recommend to people this week? Well,
just in general.
That's a shocker.
But this is I've got about 8 episodes in on this anime. It's called Kaiju Number 8.
Okay.
This is a show. It's kind of set like if you watch Pacific Rim, now the Godzilla universe, Kong universe. We see, Japan is having to fight off kaijus. And every time a big one comes through, they call it like Kaiju Number 1. Like that was the first time.
Right.
So this one takes place around the time, obviously, we're hitting number 8. But the Kaiju force, like the people who hunt them, like our main guy, just wasn't that good to make like the force, but his best friend was. So he's always wanting to be a part of that. And you know what happens? And it's a minor spoiler, but it kind of sets up the show. He eventually becomes like a kaiju. He can like transform into one of each. But he doesn't like lose control so far. And so he kind of uses that to fight the kaiju and become like a good guy. It's very shonen-y. Like, that
they're going to be friends eventually.
They're going to be friends eventually. There's going to be things he's going to have to hide the fact that he is the kaiju, but also help. And there's going to be an episode down the road, I know it, where they find out, and you're going to start crying because it's like, you lied to me, you held this from me, and all this stuff. But it's a good anime to start on because it's only like 8 episodes in right now.
Right.
So Kaiju Number 8, it's streaming on Crunchyroll. It may be on Hulu. Don't hold me to it. But if you have access to anime, it's a good one to start. It's one of my new favorite anime. It's very rare these days that there's a new anime that pops up that I'm really into. So there you go. Kaiju Number 8. Oh, and the soundtrack is amazing. Youngblood does the soundtrack. One Republic has a song, an ending credit. I'm not saying One Republic is good, but like they use like modern day like bands and stuff to do music on it. It's really cool.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, well, then don't watch it.
Well, I just don't like One Republic.
Okay, then don't watch the end credits. You can skip it. They have a skip credits button.
So you remember...
Nope.
The movie?
No, I'm just playing.
It was a good movie.
Yeah, it was.
You remember... I didn't bring this up on the podcast, But a couple weeks ago, I sent you the very sweet Instagram reel of the little kitty cat I go meow.
Yeah, we said that's what Minnie sounds like half the time. No. Don't tell me. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You just said that to me.
I know.
And now you're telling me this?
Yeah. So apparently that cat, her name was Calla, Cala. She passed away. She was apparently way older than her owner thought she was.
Gotta give me a heads up.
I didn't know either until like a day ago. So I've been in mourning. Like genuinely, it's been really rough for me. It go on Instagram and look for I go meow, which has been
Meow.
I go meow, I go meow, I go meow. I don't know who I am. Look away. Just it's been stuck in my head for weeks now. One of the sweetest looking little cats ever.
It's
it doesn't. Yeah, she did look like Minnie, and she's gone now. She's passed away.
Can we have a moment of silence?
Brought a lot of joy, not just to. Well, jeez. Not just to us, but other people as well. And I was not ready for it. I was like looking at the cat too. I thought she was like, I don't know, a year old, and apparently she was like way older than she was. And she got taken to the emergency vet, and she's gone. So.
Well, I hope that she is at peace now.
Yeah. So, anyway, rest in peace, Calla. But also, rest in peace to one of my favorite podcasts of all time, and also, the Hop Ons podcast, which I was able to make 2 lifelong friends from John and Colin. It started out as an Arrested Development rewatch podcast, and they did some really fun analysis with, and eventually turned into Twin Peaks, and then turned into Community. They did rewatches for both of those, and it was time for them to retire the show and move on. And I just. No, it was Pod End for them.
Okay.
And I was so sad for the fact that show ended, but it was time.
Yeah.
You know, for them to end the show, and they've been going for longer than TIMBP has, which is crazy, but it's wild. But anyway, thank you. So, one of my longest Patreon support
Patreon paid.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So $5 a month I'm getting back.
Save it, baby. Always look for the positive during the negative.
And there's other positives that you can find, which Eric's going to let you know about.
Positively, go to patreon.com/MyBourbon Podcast. For as little as $1 a month, you can support the show. And at $5, you get all the bonus stuff. We did stuff you don't even know if you're listening or watching. But that's the first place you can get all the access to episodes that you don't even know about. All the bonus stuff. We got Simply Irresistible. We got Pours from the Floor. We got Pop Chickle. Wow, and we opened this bottle right here. Listeners, it's an OESF 11-year, 125 proof 4 Roses single barrel. watchers. There it is. Look at it.
It's beautiful.
We did a whole review that we make it a little bit more explicit. It's a little bit more adult.
It's funny.
It's horny.
Yeah. It's forny.
It's forny. But there's all sorts of bonus stuff. That's the first place you can get news, access, all the stuff. Patreon.com/MyBourbonPodcast.
And if you want to send us samples or bottles or mail, you can send it to P.O. Box 22609, Lexington, Kentucky 40522.
Yes. If you want to follow us on all social media, at MyBourbonPod for the show as a whole. If you want to follow Perry, at Peter1792. If you want to follow me, at Whiskey Mutant, Instagram, all the stuff. If you want to go to Facebook, you can join the Facebook group. This is My Bourbon Podcast Facebook group. Answer some questions. We'll let you in. Also, if you're on the Patreon, you get part of the Discord. That's
only if you join the Discord.
Oh, that's true. You get the Discord. We're always talking in there. We're personal. We're a family. People get mad. People laugh. People cry. You don't want to miss out on that.
And if you have questions or comments, you can send them to thisismybourbonshop@gmail.com. You can also find all of our merch and apparel at bourbonshop.threadless.com.
We also have a number if you want to text us or send a voicemail. We're going to do that like once a month.
We're coming up on it, I guess,
Oh,
very
it's gonna be
soon.
that
We're
episode?
like a month behind at this point.
Let's tell them about it. 859-428-8253.
Once again, that number is 859-428-8253. If you want to call or text it, we will listen to your voicemail or we will read your text out on the podcast, regardless of how you send that in. Do we have anything else?
I mean, just share us.
Rate and review the podcast as well on your podcast app of choice.
Like,
and we
comment,
will
subscribe.
read it out. Yeah, we'll read it out on the
Don't
podcast.
tell me to like, comment, subscribe every time. I already know. Some people may not know.
You've never done it before. That's it for this week's episode. See you next time. Until then, I'm Perry.
I'm Eric.
And this is My Bourbon Podcast.